Okay, so if you saw the game yesterday, well, the game that everyone was probably shocked to see, we probably can see that LeBron is not in for a cakewalk. I didn't even know this stat until yesterday, but do you guys know that that was LeBron's first round loss since 2012? And this wasn't just no close game or anything like that. Indiana came out and punched Cleveland in the mouth. They came out, and by the end of the first quarter, they had a 33-14 lead. And I'm not one to overreact and make it seem like, oh, LeBron is going to lose, he's done, and all that stuff like some people seem like they're doing. But I will tell you guys why I think Cleveland will have their hands filled with this series. First things first, the Indiana Pacers this year, they're not scared of LeBron James at all. I always said this one thing about LeBron, and this is not taking anything away from LeBron, but the main reason he makes it look so easy in the league today is because he's playing against his biggest fans, a lot of his biggest fans, man. See, when LeBron first entered the league, he was just some 18-year-old teenager who basically came in fresh out of high school. I mean, he really had no experience, and he was playing against grown men who, weren't scared of him, weren't respecting him so much. They wanted to make his life hell in the NBA. But, that was in 2004, 2005. But in 2018, he's playing against a lot of guys around my age personally, if not even younger, because a lot of these guys are even younger than me. So as opposed to competing against them and playing them hard, these guys are his biggest fan. I couldn't even imagine playing LeBron one-on-one and seeing him on the court. I grew up watching him and, liking him so much, and it's only natural. But a lot of these guys are fans of him, and as opposed to going at him hard like they would go against anybody else, they kind of just watching him in a way. Now, like I said, I'm not saying all of these players are like that. I'm just saying a lot of them are, and you can kind of see it if you actually watch LeBron play. A lot of these guys, they don't want no part of LeBron, and, it gets irritating, but the Indiana Pacers actually have a guy that's nowhere near as talented, as him or anything like that, but he's not scared at all, and his name is Lance Stephenson. Now, these two guys, they have a history since Miami days and all that stuff. And like I said, I'm not saying Lance Stephenson is anywhere near as talented, but he can play to LeBron's psyche, a.k.a. somewhat like, Draymond Green does for Golden State. He's not on LeBron's level, but trust and believe his scrappiness and the fact that he's not intimidated actually bothers LeBron. Even though Lance is not, a superstar or anything like that, you have to love a player like that. He's just a competitor. I mean, he wants to win just as bad as LeBron does, and he's nowhere near as talented, and he doesn't even care. This is why I couldn't stand DeMar DeRozan after last year when he played LeBron James, and he said that weak-ass statement because, I mean, as a competitor, you can't say stuff like that. Trust me, Lance Stephenson's fearless attitude rubs off on everyone else around that Indiana's locker room. And trust me, they're going to gain a lot of confidence, especially after stealing home court. But the next reason why Cleveland, I think they're going to struggle in this series, and like I said, I don't think they're going to lose. I actually think they're going to win in 6 or 7, but they're going to struggle. They're really missing Kyrie Irving. I really hate to beat a dead horse, and people are probably saying, okay, man, I know Kyrie is gone, stop talking about it, whatever, but this is just what I kept screaming through my TV every time I heard Nick Wright, Colin Cowherd, anybody else that just said, they always breeze through the regular season and play around and lose games. Once the playoffs happen, LeBron is going to turn on this switch and they're going to kill everybody in the East, because I always said, you have to remember, Kyrie Irving is not there anymore. That was with Kyrie. Last year, Cleveland played Indiana in the first round just like they're doing this year. And yeah, LeBron was phenomenal, but Kyrie averaged 25 points in that series, and best believe that helped. He gave Indiana another legitimate threat they had to focus on. Last night, Cleveland's other all-star, he had 9 points in 34 minutes. And basically, Kevin Love now, he's just a spot-up shooter that gets boards because it seems like he has to play off LeBron James. Like, I don't want to go on Kevin Love too long, but for some reason, sometimes he just feels like a more glorified, Kyle Korver, because he's not really doing things off the block. He's not really creating for himself. He needs LeBron James to get him a pass so he can shoot a 3, and that's not going to beat any legit team with real stars. I don't care how great LeBron is. In this league today, you need at least 2 ball handlers, 2 real superstars that you can have create for other players and do stuff like that, because I don't care how great LeBron is, it's not going to work him just going around picks and passing the shooters, because once those shots start to not fall, you're going to lose games. They live and die by the 3. That's why they only had 80 points yesterday, because people weren't hitting. Even James Harden last year, they had all those shooters, Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon. James Harden was the point guard, but it didn't work because they needed that extra ball handler that can get buckets like Chris Paul. That's why they have a better chance this year. And, I'm not saying that, they can't beat Indiana because, like I said, I think they'll win in 6 or 7. And I'm only saying that off the strength of LeBron because I think he's just that great. But to go far even in the East this year, because Philly is rolling, they're going to need somebody to step up, and it can't be Kevin Love because I just don't think he's that type of player that can do it right now. They're going to need a ball handler like Rodney Hood, Clarkson. Somebody's going to have to be able to get buckets. Do something like Lou Williams, something, because they're not going to win just LeBron doing everything. So that's that. And lastly, why Indiana's going to bother Cleveland and why they have a good chance of winning this series, I don't care what anyone says, Victor Oladipo. Man, last night made that trade in July looked like the greatest trade of all time for both teams. Paul George for OKC went bananas with 36 points, 8 threes on 11 tries, and they beat the Jazz convincingly. I mean, they look good. And also the overlooked guy, Victor Oladipo, he had 32 points and 6 threes. And I tweeted this yesterday. And by the way, follow all of my social medias. If you don't, you're going to get all my live reactions to the playoffs and stuff like that. But yeah, yesterday I tweeted this. I said, although Russell Westbrook and Victor Oladipo may not have been the best fit together, Russ's presence definitely helped Oladipo's game individually. I mean, you can just see the difference of how aggressive he is and how he's even playing with more of that dog in him. I mean, he went to college in Indiana, and best believe playing in Indiana, I mean, this is very motivational for him because this man was really overlooked. OKC, the team that he played for, I mean, their police department was reporting theft after they had the trade, basically saying OKC robbed Indiana for Paul George. I mean, they made it seem like Victor Oladipo was just some scrub, and he was the second pick. And even me, I thought Paul George, that trade, I thought they robbed Indiana because it didn't seem like a good trade. But they actually got equal value. If not, Indiana got the better of the trade. And Victor Oladipo, I mean, he's just motivated. He even said after yesterday's game, Dan Gilbert's comments, the owner for the Cavaliers, basically said after the trade in July, Indiana could have done better, making it seem like, Victor Oladipo was just some scrub. Victor Oladipo, he responded yesterday and said that added fuel to the fire. So he's extra motivated to beat Cleveland, and that's why you're probably going to see a great Vic in this series. But that's the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I will be giving you guys daily NBA playoff content because I love the playoffs, and I really want to give you guys my reactions to these games. I know some of my reactions can be a little impulsive. I can say some stuff just because I'm in the moment. I'm excited. But I'm just like you guys, man. I watch the games, and I want to talk about it. So that's why I'm going to give you guys videos. People were asking me for daily videos. They want to hear my opinion. Some people respect and like my opinion. So if you guys want me to continue this, make sure you guys comment. Follow all of my social media sites. I can't stress that enough. That's how you guys get my live reactions and stuff like that. Do all of that great stuff, guys. Enjoy your day. Enjoy these playoffs. It's back. I'm loving it. And until next time, guys, stay tuned.
If I put all my faith in you, will you be faithful? Hold me down, baby. I know that ain't easy to do. Yeah. Don't be stupid. You know I do this for you.